This afternoon, also those listening by radio on 91.9. Thank you so much for always following on our program. Thank you so much. We love to say thank you for always going there with your data and watching our online page. But please do well by sharing our live video and also inviting others to join on our live on Facebook. Just go there, KOOLONLINE2. You will be a part of today's edition of the program. There are a lot of things happening to Liberia. Trust me, this is the platform that bring you up to speed with all of those major happenings. Today, it's another day, and the promises will be great. A spectacular edition of the program, The Heat. And this is the People's Program, bringing you major headlines in the news, Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. And don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high onto the agenda because it involves the majority. And those that come with equity, they must come with clean hands. On to the edition of the program. I am your humble servant. My name is NATHANIEL B. Senior. And with exclusive delight, it's a pleasant welcome to today's edition of the program, The Heat. And today, our first view onto our online page is Star David. Star David said, hello, brother. Thank you so much, Star David, for joining us today on the program. And the big news in Liberia on, as a matter of fact, tomorrow, the government of Liberia, through this COVID-19 team, will begin the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Tomorrow is the first day. Like you listen over the weekend, they said 5 to 10 days, this whole thing will start, right? Yeah, and we are always up to the task of bringing this information out to the public. And today, we are honored to inform the Liberian people that tomorrow, Friday, the 12th of March, Friday will be the day the COVID-19 vaccines will be administered. And someone's asking Nathaniel, where, who, when, all these things, these are questions I'll be asked, but we'll draw your attention onto our Hard Talk segment this afternoon to us, and we'll also invite your own input on the program. And couple of that, two other issues we'll be talking about, and more importantly, you know, this thing about security brutality against journalists. This one, I won't joke with it seriously. It is serious. It could be any of us. It could be anybody. Why are they taking journalists as punching bags, like a beating drum? And I would say a war drum because it goes against the ethics of that institution. They are the Fourth Estate. Why? At least to talk about a DEA, LDA officer who is the commander into Lofa County gets on a journalist and beat him up. We got to condemn this thing. We saw happen in Nigeria. The SARS, the end-SARS brutality against citizens of Nigeria brought a huge protest days, weeks into Nigeria, leading to the loss of precious lives. Why are we always in the wrong part of doing things? Why are these people not protecting journalists, but instead, just imagine a commander? I will talk about that in the Hard Talk segment. We'll talk about it and we'll talk it the highway. And let me say things also coupled with this issue. As a matter of fact, you're aware that MSF, Medicine Sans Frontier, is providing training for hospital staff. Actually, it's a good thing. We want to say thank you so much for this process. And we will be, as we are calling out for the rollout of the first vaccination tomorrow, we will talk about health-related activities onto this program. But thank you so much for joining me. And there are issues we're going to talk about today. At first, let's look at what's happening to South Africa as the South Africa minister slams killings of bystanders at the school, at the student protest. Just imagine, students go to protest, see police people then in arm, see them in arm, and what they are saying, they are firing rubber bullets and they stun grenade to despair protesters, students that have come out to protest. Why should you people always wait? And this thing has become like an attitude that is spreading out in Africa. Why should government wait until people will complain? Then when they get agitated and get on the street, they say, you go flog them, you go beat them, you carry your gun, whether that rubber gun or that stun gun or that stun grenade or whatsoever thing. Why should always this thing happen? But this is what is happening in South Africa today. And the South Africa Police Minister Bakim City said that there can be again some explanation to defend Wednesday's killing of bystanders as police dispersed and protesting university students. You intend to disperse people now, firing our students, you start killing people who are even standing around. And now it's a serious process on as those families who have lost their loved ones. The South African police minister is now paying a visit to families. Early this morning, he was also there visiting another family, and he said the police watchdog has started an investigation, and also asking how long will this investigation go on for? How long? Because many a time they talk about investigation when we look at it, but we'll go through that process this afternoon on the program. And today into Kenya, we will travel to Kenya to bring the development up as the third with COVID-19 waves of infections is on the rise into Kenya. And Senegal are still on this day of turmoil. As a matter of fact, Senegal is holding day of mourning after the violent protest into Senegal. And the conflict into Ethiopia, the United States diplomat into Ethiopia said there's a lot of need for attention into the Tigray conflict. And as Liberia begins the rollout of the COVID-19, we'll make a trip to Uganda today as Uganda begins the COVID-19 vaccination campaign into Uganda. The former Somali president is dead. He died at the hospital. And the World Trade Organization, they are shocked they've been able to agree on a proposal for a waiver for patent and other rules for efforts to combat the pandemic. Member states of the World Trade Organization are divided. And today, if you have the opportunity to land into Mozambique and the DR Congo, trust me, you will be greeted by a scene in the town, in the village, in the city, as if it is a ghost town, as the United States lists Mozambique and DR Congo rebel as terrorists. Today, we will make our visit in the deserted land area and bring development coming up on the program. These and a lot more outlined on today's program in our Hard Talk segment. But first, let's take a look what's happening into Liberia today as we will travel into Liberia. But don't forget, into Asia, we will make a brief visit into Asia as the army accuses Aung San Suu Kyi of taking 600,000 United States dollars and gold. And Myanmar military alleges that the overthrown leader took illegal payment but gave no evidence. Now, Aung San Suu Kyi is in a serious problem up into Brazil with the surge of the COVID-19. Brazil COVID-19 surge has reached a critical new peak. Into Europe today, Denmark halt the AstraZeneca vaccines as precaution. China approves the plan to control Hong Kong election into China. These and a lot more, but first, let's take a look what's happening into Liberia. And today, thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the program, The Heat. And today, as a matter of fact, we would love to say happy birthday to the First Lady of Liberia, Mrs. Clara Marie Weah, the First Lady and the wife of the President of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Weah. I would like to say thank you so much for yet another day. I hope that you are celebrating your day in a grand style. And Liberian women are asking another question. Oh my God. Why he never took a wife from Liberia? This is a question coming to the minds of Liberian women. A 40-year-old woman now into a critical condition has lost her 5 months. And her daughter, they are in a very serious critical condition as she lost a 5-month-old pregnancy and sustained a broken spine with her mother leg broken, and now this happened with the speeding of the Speaker of the House of Representative Buffer's Chamber convoy speeding and ran into them early on Tuesday morning at about 6 a.m. Where was he going? Where was he going? Where was he going? That's the question. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Leaders who should be protecting our people, if they are the ones as the result of their workings, the result of what they are into, leading to such an issue, it's a sad day. And I hope that he himself can really take precaution and really go. Because you can't be living in a country like this. Why are you running? Who are you running away from? What's happening? Now you have left the entire family in anguish and pain. Pregnant woman lost in a 5-month-old pregnancy. And you look there again, the spine of the woman being broken, the mother leg broken. Where was you going? What kind? You people have stayed in the house there all the long and all the interactions, advocacy, like look, there's nothing. Oh my God. And let's cross on to Bapuru County today. And some of these lawmakers of Bapuru County, they are here. Even when you look at one of the writing pieces where you're just a stone throw for Cool 91.9, when you see him moving, I either say he's not lawmaker because they can come muscle right to hide. And he's hiding. And if you did, we're calling the citizens of Bapuru County to come and get him. Because they are lawmaker and he's here hiding himself. They don't come and see the place he's living. And we'll tell the people too when they have a community meeting, all the lawmakers are living in the community, you invite them because they're in your community, that people living here. They're not living in a district. So please invite them. They don't come up. We'll start calling their name. And today, Bapuru County Senator Daniel Flomo-Netin has warned of a huge looting disaster in the wake of the growing wave of illicit mining into his county. Ghanaians are being accused of carrying on illicit mining into Bapuru County. And now Ghanaians have been accused of illicit mining into Bapuru County and destroying of the Bapuru forests. Senator Netin disclosed that the miners are using immeasurable volume of the use of dangerous chemical called mercury to extract gold and has made all the river unsafe for the people and wildlife and domesticated animals that depend on the river for drinking, washing, and other purposes. The senator also lamented that the Ministry of Lands, Mines, and Energy, which have the solitary responsibility to grant mining licenses and other institutional measures to ensure the safety of Liberian citizens in mining communities, is said to be compliant and complicit into the matter. They don't want to comply because Jessica Murray, the entire team at Lands Mine Energy, they're living on these things, they enjoy themselves, they give licenses to people to operate, they just don't care. And now the Bapuru County Senator is now saying that this is a serious disaster. And you please come for your other lawmaker. He living where in the area, you come for him. And the Lebanese telecommunication giant Telecel Global has acquired Liberia internet giant K3 in Liberia, and also disclosing these activities up into Liberia onto the signing ceremony. The Lebanon K3 Liberia, the chief executive and managing director, that is Mohammed Fahad, highlighted the importance of the KGX expansion in Western Africa and the company's key role for acquiring K3 Telecom Liberia into the country. Now they are coming and nobody knows about them, or everybody aware of them coming. Somebody aware, all they know. And back the K3 Liberia was established in 2014 and is Liberia's largest lesson ISP specializing into the deployment of fixed wireless technology to deliver voice data and cloud hosting, and also extend services to underserved enterprise, the SMB, education, healthcare, and public sector. The K3 is headquartered into Monrovia. What's the benefit? And today, prosecutors stepped up their cases against the former RUF commander Gabriel Massacre for war crimes on Wednesday yesterday, putting a former bodyguard of Foley Sankor, leader of the Revolutionary United Fronts, the RUF, on the stand, who told the Phoenix Court the RUF special fighter was sent in Liberia for 2000 to 2001 for the diplomatic mission, according to the report. And the RUF fought a failed 11-year rebellion into Sierra Leone, starting in 1991 and ended into 2002. The group was heavily supported by former Liberian President Charles Taylor in the 11-year-long Sierra Leonean Civil War. Witnesses also named the RUF fighter Mosquito Sona, that is Sano, Maurice Calon, Augustine Blamo, Ernest Macaulay, Ibrahim Bar, Sankara, Isaac Sisse, and others who he said were all RUF fighters brought into Liberia to work for the former President Charles Taylor. And the witness also told the Phoenix judges that most of the RUF activities in Liberia happened between 2000 to 2001. He said RUF activities were mostly into Lufa County on the Liberian Guinea border, where RUF fighters were battling rebels from Lurch and other rebel factions. And now here's the thing, calling for all of these things now. Victims are now saying at least 150 million Liberian dollars should be given to them for reparation. The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Education and Cultural Affairs and Tourism, (MICAT), and the Liberian Traditional Council of Liberia, (NTCL), has embarked on an initiative aimed at identifying and showing respect to historic fallen kings and others who made tremendous sacrifice in preserving and sustaining peace into the country. They will never want to do these things except somebody put fire behind them. And why there's a serious issue of illicit mining into Bapolo County, Bapolo Chief and ever yesterday on Decoration Day rehabilitated and rededicated one of the graves of King Sauboso and Lompite Zulu Doma into Bapolo County and Masoro County. The Assistant Minister for Tourism at Mikia, Princess Tukolo, described that the initiative was launched based upon a request made by the chairman of the NTCL, Chief Zanza Kawa, and during the celebration of World Tourism Day in 2020. But according to all initiatives, they intended to recognize immense contribution of great men, women, and others who have served Liberia with great passion. The Assistant Minister of Tourism, Minister Tukola, pointed out the initiative will help ensure the chiefs and others and traditional leaders do not feel forgotten or neglected into the Liberian society. And she also called on them to always be willing to listen to their elders in a bid to know about the cultural values and tradition of their people. Are these traditional leaders respected again? Are they really being called upon by authorities or institutions? Do they call for consultation? And even as today, what are the consultations being made to other leaders? Today, Bapalo County is one of those suffering from illicit mining. Go with SWAT. Go there. Go to the Lofa Bridge. Lofa County. And the elders are there, and people are there, lawmakers are there. And one of the lawmakers from Bapalo County ran away, and since he's living in Painesville City, the people can see him. We'll show you how they feel to come for him. And let's cross on the development up as the Global Logistics Service, the GLS Group, and the Infraco Africa, a PRDG subsidiary, shareholders of the joint venture of the company, Liberian Inland Storage and Distribution Service, has broken ground for a construction of the first modern commercial inland storage facility. And this week, Liberia is set to get the first modern commercial inland storage facility. And this facility is called the Inland Storage Facility. When it is being completed, it will respond to the limited storage, distribution, and logistic infrastructure within the Monorail Union, the MRU. The facility is valued at about $8 million and will house the warehouse operation of the LRSDS and will incorporate the state-of-the-art inventory management system, loading and uploading capacity, and the LRSF will be the first of its kind to meet the needs of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and of larger companies into the country. And this modern facility will be placed at the Morovia Industrial Park into Capitolville, where others will be having their time. If they are saying this thing, sometimes the intention of this is always good. People say this thing, small businesses, medium enterprises, and larger companies. But at the end of the day, is it true? And just imagine $8 million. That's a huge sum of money. The commissioner of the LRA, Thomas Dorner, has congratulated the GLS, the Infraco Africa, on behalf of the government of Liberia for undertaking such a milestone project into the country. Commissioner Dorner said, though nobody likes the taxman, but for the LRA, they are quite appreciable in the way that they will grow business into the country. For his part, Thomas Goba, the Deputy Commerce Minister, assured the chairman of the GLS that the government, through the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, will support the cause, adding that it is a development within the benefit of the country. And community-based youth groupings be trained in the result-based advocacy in Liberia. As the College of West Africa Global Alumni Association holds a inaugural venture conference. The Maritime Institute resumed academic activities. And as the president of Liberia urges students to be focused. The Liberia Legislative Regulatory Commission licenses the Liberia Legislative Corporation with a call for continuous support into Liberia, and there have been other calls on the sector of the country to providing adequate and sufficient electricity for its citizens. The Legislative Regulatory Commission licenses Liberia Legislative Corporation with a call for continuous support. After the nation's premier energy supplier meet all of the criteria for licenses. The licenses include generation for existing hydro and the thermal plant, transmission for operating a high voltage network, contribution given for operating a low of the voltage network, operational system awarded for the independent coordination and control of the flow of power and energy on Liberia Interconnected Transmission System, DLRTS. Another good one who said thanks so much this time around for Liberia. The LERC chairman, Dr. Lawrence Sikachipo, Dr. Lawrence D. Sikachipo said, like electricity, the LEC is required by law to obtain license for all aspects of its operation and has duly complied by completing the license application process. He also said why the attention to the world is certainly driven on these developments in Liberia LEC supply industry. The expectation of Liberians with respect to accessing reliability, affordable, and stable electricity is certainly high, and this has placed a huge demand on the LEC. And the UBA has reimagined digital banking and has given customers more control, convenience with the new mobile app. And Liberia to get the first commercial inland storage facility. This is a good one. We say thank you so much. NEC has certificated James Barney, Nimenti Batikwa, and Safoko, or of the legislature, representative and senators, respectively. Let's now cross outside Liberia on the African scene, so check out exactly what's going on today on the program. So thanks to all of you joining us onto our online page this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. And Sumo Wo Flomo Kwakwa Kwikwi said, good afternoon. My name is Sumo Wo F Kwikwi. Join you from the highway gas station, RI Highway. Thank you so much for joining us. I said, Bola Junior joined us. It says, I'm watching you from Shuffling Town, Rapperswil Highway. Achi Newon Pay. He said, good afternoon, Nathaniel. I'm actually Newon watching you from my GSN Road community. And Kai-Fi M. Bawa. He said, hello, Mr. Va. My name is Kai-Fi M. Bawa, and I'm watching you from a business center in Red Light. Thank you for, and may God bless Mama Liberia. John T. Mavolo, always watching live on my TV. He said, thanks for the update, and thank you so much, John, for always joining us. And Michael Buse said, I'm joining you from City Community Depot Road. Thank you so much. And Davido Johnson says, good afternoon. I'm watching from the Nizo Barak Creek. And also today, let me say thank you so much, Obadiah Dumo said, my name is Obadiah Dumo from Lufa County. Thank you so much for joining us, Obadiah. And Sienna Johnson said, good afternoon. I'm watching live. My name is Sienna Johnson. And Poppy Da said, good afternoon. My name is Poppy Da. watching from 540. Star David, our first viewer on today, who said thank you so much for always joining us. Team Michael Johnson is also watching live. Thank you. And to be informed right now, as I speak to you, there's a protest at the Capitol building. Right now, as I speak to you, I just received a tip off. There's a protest at the Capitol building. We hope to join our upper house legislative reporter, Clementary, to phone in and to give us a detail exactly what's going on. And we say thank you so much. But let's cross outside Liberia on African scenes. Our first stop going to be in as the United States has designated rebel groups into the Democratic Republic of Congo and Mozambique as foreign terrorist generation. And they said that the group allied Democratic Force, the ADF, and the Ansar al-Sunna, locally known as Al-Shabaab into Mozambique, was certainly affiliating to the group jihadists and the Islamic State ISIS. Their leader have been named as a specially designated group terrorist. Who knows when some of these people will land into Liberia, especially where we just don't know where we are, where we're heading. According to report, the ADF is one of many rebel groups operating into eastern DR Congo, a mineral-rich area where government and United Nations forces have long battled to bring stability. And in Bakuru County, we got Ghanaians there illegally mining. In Sino, they're there. River G, they're there. Grand G, they're there. Nima County, Lufa County. You go to Cape Bound, they also depleting Liberia resources. Who knows when these people just land in Liberia and say they just go one county and say we're not leaving the place, what damn here plenty. What government will do then? Oh my God. And this group into Mozambique, the Ansar al-Sunna, they have been responsible for dozens of terror attacks in recent years, and their act have led to the deaths of more than 1,300 civilians since 2017 October, according to the release. And today, member countries of the World Trade Organization have certainly been unable to agree on a proposal for a waiver for patents and other rules of efforts to combat the pandemic. The initiative led by South Africa and India seeks to support the widespread production of the COVID-19 vaccine treatments and medical equipment. The World Trade Organization members agreed to continue the conversation, and the organization rules require member countries to protect patent and copyright so that inventors can make a return on their investment. But the Indian delegation at the World Trade Organization told the meeting that the world is not producing enough vaccines despite the existence of several approved ones and unused manufacturing capacity. And they want spot the whole thing because All of them making vaccines, everybody producing vaccines, everybody, which one will be correct? Which one is correct? And it's a serious thing. Because as the world want this thing to go, everybody be watching up, they want vaccine, and the whole country that are producing vaccines, they're not even working together. Who knows? Somebody will just put water in some kind of bottle, and end of the day, they send the bottle to you, they say, yeah, without a donation, just give it to your people. Before you go look, the very sickness come again. The world be fighting. How can you fix vaccine? A scientific process that are going through a comprehensive system in just 6 months. But we'll go to the Capitol. Our legislative reporter at the Senate, Implement 3, is on the line. Implement 3, we are being hinted that there's a protest at the Capitol. First of all, tell me, where are you? Which part of the Capitol building you are right now? Implement, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Good afternoon to the folks on the summer voice in Maryland. I speak to you from the left wing of the Capitol building, that is the wing that hosts the Library Senate, or the plenary Library Senate. This afternoon, prior to our coming here this morning, the protesting staff or staffers of the Library Senate over the months, as you report, they are demanding that over 17 months librarian component of their salaries, which the claim was illegal in court due to what they referred to as criminal harmonization. So they claimed that their salaries over the months are not been given to them, which is duly given them by law. So they have come this morning following negotiation prior to the 2021 come to first swing. They have come this morning demanding that if they don't get their money today, there will be negotiation. So as we speak to you, the chambers of the Library Senate is left closed. The main entrance into the chambers is also closed. The hallway where hosted the Vice President, the President of the Library Senate, and Senator Albert Chiu, temporarily, is the only one that is currently besieged by security forces here. Part of the protest, some security personnel from the police support unit and the ERU came in with their shields, they came in with their protective gear as well as tear gas, to making sure that the poor stop to the protesting staff and that our demand are adequately limited. So, prior to that, Senator Emmanuel Nukwe of my County and Zoe Emmanuel Pino of Grand County, the two new senators, they came out to negotiate again with the staffers, but the staffers resisted. That this negotiation is not about you.
And to it, let's just go back. This was the same legislative staffers that staged a protest that led to some of them under the vehicle, under the car, when Senator Abraham Darrell Dillon and Senator Milton TJ came out to talk to them. These are the same people. Since then, these things have not been addressed.
Since then, the demands are not been addressed. The staffers are yet to receive their pay. Imagine, since we talk about this thing was over 17 months. So from 17 months up to March, we're getting very close to 2 years, 1 or 2 months. So they have now received their pay for close to 2 years, 1 or 2 months as we speak. So Senator Nukwe and Senator Zoe Manapeno, they came out negotiating with them to vote into the temporary office, the leadership, and have another dialogue. While on the process, the chair of the executive, Sir Joseph Moswell County Senator, he came in, he said the committee that was set up, the report was finally done and submitted to him on Tuesday of last week. He brought the current report, but in our interview, we asked him simple questions as to what is the content of the report, but he refused to display or show or give readings or information related to the content of that report. But according to him, the committee or the communication will be forwarded to the chairperson of Ways, Finance and Budget, Senator Morris Sekuma of Gavin County. So as we speak, the Capitol building is very besieged by the staffers. There's no easy access into the plenary of the chambers of the Library Senate. So they are here and they are currently into Senator Albert Chiu office with staffers leadership. They are going for another meeting. And Charles Brown, who is the head of the legislative staffers at the Library Senate, they have said that if nothing is done in that meeting, they will determine another form of action, whether or not the program is going to sustain every day or to be cancelled is from the meeting. Then they will come up with a decision. So
where is Milton TJ, Senator Milton TJ? Where is Abraham Darrell Dillon the light? Where, because these lawmakers, the likes of Zoe Manopena, these are just newer lawmakers coming up. Where's coming the wisdom? Where are the lawmakers that have been there at the opposite? Where are they? What are they telling these people?
The lawmakers in question, they are now arrived as per information and local things because that vehicle is not parked here. So they are not here as we speak to you, except for a few of them who are just coming as we report of late January, the representative started section very late. That's happened out between 12 and 2 o'clock p.m. at times 3 due to some burning issues of national.
Today, what time session can start on Thursday?
Normally, session should start by 10 o'clock.
10.
Yeah, normally session should start by 10 o'clock. But since January of this year, 2021, the entire program has changed. We don't know reasons for that, but we are yet to resume session. And prior to this decision of the capital building, particularly the Senate wing of the let's start us the plan at the Senate, there is they are yet to get adequate representation or address from the leadership of the administration. So, majority of the senators, they are not here. Even Dallas Delong is not here. The man coming to Weezer is now saying, Board Jackson will get the route. And Cyprus also just came in. Zoe Manakana is here. Manakana, they are going to the offices of the Senate Pro Tempore to have a dialogue with the representation of the discontented staff of that remains into the service for over a close to 2 years or above as we speak to you.
Thank you so much, Clement Ture, for filling in with that information. We'll keep you posted and we'll rejoin you for activities happening there at the Capitol building today, and the protest is ongoing. Thank you so much, Clement Ture. We hope to rejoin you.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
And today, the Somali former president Ali Mahdi Mohammed is dead. He died yesterday at the hospital in Newari, Kenya, at the age of 82. He rose to power in 1991 after the overthrow of President Sabari and stayed in power until 2000. He was succeeded by Adequasa and Salam Hassan. And President Mohammed Abdullahi Farmajo has said flags will fly at Hamburg March for the 3 days in honor of the former president of Somalia. And the Uganda kicked off the mass vaccination against COVID-19 on Wednesday after receiving 864,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine last week. The Health Minister Jenny Ruth Asink was the first to receive a jab at the main hospital into the capital Kampala. And we're asking today, tomorrow, the vaccinations. Lawmakers we want no lawmaker to travel tomorrow. Please, y'all be taking the vaccines. Health worker, the health minister, the cabinet, all the people, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, first say, all of y'all will go for the vaccine tomorrow. You see, other people into Nigeria, the health minister was among those to take the first to receive the first jab of the vaccine at the main hospital into Kampala. We hope tomorrow, but but we'll talk about that on the Hard Talk. And today, as we make our trip into Ethiopia, a senior Ethiopian diplomat has resigned in protest over the alleged atrocities being committed into the ongoing conflict into the northern Tigray region. And he said, I resign my post in protest of the genocide war in Tigray, and in protest of all the repression and destruction the government is inflicting on the rest of Ethiopia. Sade, the deputy chief of mission at the that is the Ethiopian embassy in Washington. And now, being one of the Nobel Prize winner, Abiy Ahmed is being criticized for leading the country down to dark path toward destruction and disintegration, adding that the government was lying while the whole world bears witness. Thousands of people are reported to have been killed, and hundreds of thousands have fled their homes into Ethiopia. Both the Eritrean and Ethiopian government denied the Eritrean forces are involved into the Tigray conflict. The conflict escalated into early part of November when Abiy Ahmed ordered a military offensive against the TPLF, the regional administration into Tigray. Abiy Ahmed, the president, the prime minister of Ethiopia, said that the offensive was in response to an attack on the military base housing government troops in Tigray. The TPLF and said it has captured the bases as a preemptive strike as it fears federal intervention into the Tigray crisis. And today, Senegal will on Thursday today mark a day of national mourning for victims of the recent violent protest that left at least 8 young people dead. The protest was sparked by the arrest of an opposition leader, Ousmane Sonko, accused of rape and was the most serious seen in several years. In a statement on Wednesday yesterday night, the president Macky Sall said, and he also announced that a health emergency declaration imposed on the coronavirus pandemic will be lifted on the 19th of March this month. At night, the curfew united because of the pandemic has been blamed for stiffing the informal economy. The protests were also fueled by economic inequality and concerns over young people's standard of living into Senegal. And today, Kenya Minister Mutangi Kagwe has said that the country is experiencing a third wave of the COVID-19 infections. On Wednesday yesterday, the country recorded the highest number of coronavirus cases in a day so far for the year after registering 713 positive cases. The health minister announced that together with other officials, they will debate whether to increase or reduce the current measure to fight the virus. The President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to address the country on COVID-19 control measures on Friday tomorrow in the country. And today, international experts have warned of the severe toll that the coronavirus pandemic has taken on natural conservation efforts, according to Africa and Asia report. The International Union for Conservation of Nature said the collapse into international tourism has hit conservation budget high. Patrol and anti-poaching operations has been halted or reduced in more than half of Africa protected areas and a quarter of those into Asia. And many rangers have lost their jobs or seen their salaries reduced or delayed. The RUCN said that the growing poverty in communities near parks has seen a rise in poaching for bush meat in Africa today. And South Africa Police Minister Baki Cele said there can be a gain of explanation to defend Wednesday killing of a bystander as police despaired protesting university students. The victim identified as Matukizi Matukizi Nitamba was shot while coming out of the clinic and died at the scene, according to report from South Africa. Mr. Cele, who is the police minister of South Africa, visited the victims early this morning and said that the police watchdog has started an investigation. The minister also said that the accusation of police excesses which dealing with black populations were becoming difficult to control in the country. And today, as we set across outside Liberia and to check out what's happening outside the world, Tanzania Justice Minister has dismayed concerns about the whereabouts of the President John Magufuli, who has not been seen in public for nearly 2 weeks. And John Magufuli, the president of Tanzania, has been missing. Where is he? That is the question. And today, Wakuli Chamba said that Mr. Magufuli, the president of Tanzania, was not on television, was not a television presenter or leader of jockeying club, so he didn't need to post selfies of himself everywhere. Exile opposition leader Tundu Linsu said at the BBC, according to his source, that the president was being treated in a hospital for coronavirus in Kenya. Another Tanzanian politician also told News into Tanzania early this morning on condition of anonymity for fear of the backlash that he has spoken to people close to the president who said he was seriously ill and in hospital. The BBC has not been able to verify the report independently. But that's it coming up today. And finally today, the man portrayed as a hero into the Hollywood movie about the Rwandan genocide has launched his appeal questioning the legality of his arrest last August. On Wednesday yesterday, a Rwandan court said that Paul Rosinsa Bagini was tracked into coming to Rwanda and not kidnapped, and that a terrorism trial should continue. Mr. Rosinsa Bagini has certainly insisted he was adopted from Dubai last August and brought to Rwanda in a private jet by his friend Constantine. And today, report coming the 66-year-old became famous after the Dom Chado who played him into a 2004 film, Hotel Rwanda, which depicts his effort to save hundreds of people from being murdered during the 1994 genocide. More on that development, we just go there and check it out together for detail coming up for you. And outside Africa today, the army have accused Aung San Suu Kyi of taking 600,000 and gold. Let's now take a look at our first stop outside Africa into Asia. Aung San Suu Kyi has been feeling the pinch of a good leader or a bad leader on the scene today after facing a military coup. The Myanmar military ruler have accused the ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi of illegally accused of accepting 600,000 United States dollars or 430,000 euro and gold. The allegation is the strongest yet leveled by the military source. Since it's overthrown Ms. Suu Kyi and the country's democratic leadership on the 1st of February, but no evidence was provided for the charge. It said the military were using a battlefield weapon on armed protesters and carrying out plain killing into Myanmar. And today, Brazil COVID-19 surge cases has reached a new level as daily death passed 2,000. Brazil has exceeded 2,000 COVID-related deaths in a single day for the first time as infection rates soars. The country has been the second highest death toll into the world, behind the United States. Experts warning the transmission rate is made worse by more contagious variant. On Wednesday yesterday, the former leader Luis Inácio Lula da Silva hit out as President Jair Bolsonaro a stupid decision. Mr. Bolsonaro has downplayed the threat for the virus earlier this week. He told people to stop whining. On Wednesday yesterday, the country recorded about 79,876 new cases, the third highest number in a single day. The total number of COVID-related deaths reached about 270,656, according to the Johns Hopkins University in the United States. And today in the United States, Michelle Obama, the wife and the former First Lady of the United States, and the wife of the former President Barack Hussein Obama, Michelle Obama, is moving toward retirement. The former United States First Lady has opened up about the pandemic, mental health, and ambition for the future. And in Europe today, the Dutch engineer inventor who has transformed the way people listen on music into the 20th century. The cassette tape inventor, those who produce a cassette, we use a cassette now, we use a memory chip and all these things. Lua Oten is dead into Europe. He died at the age of 94. And today, China approved plans to control Hong Kong election. Criticized the electoral reform would effectively wipe out any remaining opposition when enacted. And today, Denmark holds the AstraZeneca vaccines as precaution into Europe. The decision follows a death and reports of a blood clot that the health minister said no link has been established. Let's now take our break into Liberia first. As a briefer, let's take a few tips of today's in history. Today in history, 1969, the United States Levi jeans are a bell bottom. Levi jeans said that the latest crazy of jeans to their lines of jeans, which had become fashionable as part of the hippies' counterculture movement, together with low brie, grainy glasses, and the tie-dye shirts in 1964. And today in 1997, 130 hostages held into Washington, D.C. by the Hanafi Muslims are free when the ambassador from the three Islamic nations joined a negotiation. Today, March 11, 1977. And finally today, the General Motto in 2014, a United States Congressional Committee has announced that it will investigate the recent recall of over 1 million General Motors vehicles. And the recall was over a 40 ignition that was linked to 13 deaths. Controversy surrounded the recall as the General Motors admitted more employees known about the issue as early as 2004. No wonder why General Motors had to kill more people in this place. Just imagine 1 million vehicles and linking to 13 deaths. General Motors 2014. And this just ends after this in history process on It's a Pleasant. Welcome to all of you tuning in and watching live on to this edition of the program. It's a pleasant welcome today. Thank you so much for always joining us and watching live onto our online page. What we will do without you, because of you, we are here, and because you are there, we are here. Thank you so much for always joining us. Let's now take our break in Liberia on today. It's a pleasant welcome. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Let's now take our break.